Most of the journey, the Yugoloths aboard the Relentless, or the Dauntless, I forget which it is now, advise you to stay inside or below decks. There are places that you're traveling through that are just completely inhospitable, where the air is acid, that sort of thing. Where the very atmosphere boils your flesh off your bones. You know, your basic pit of nine hells kind of stuff. Their plan is to make a big show of rattling the Relentless across the fields of Nessus towards this fortress. The idea being that they're going to draw out the main bulk of the forces there and engage. They're also planning to plane shift in a large contingent of Tunari mercenaries from the Abyss. The idea there being that the Blood War will spill over into this skirmish. The problem with the Tunari being you can never predict what they're going to do after a few moments, if that. By communing with Terran in his fun little jar, you've managed to learn of an entrance in the side of this mile-high fortress that will bring you to the inner keep where Destin Locke's quarters are situated, where this dungeon is. So as the battle is joined, you guys manage to scuttle around the side of it as the spells and screams start to fill the air and find your way deep into the quiet of this fortress. The fortress itself is not much to look at. It was described to you as basically an enormous stone structure, 1 mile on each side. And that's exactly what it is. It looks like just a giant obsidian block. From a distance, it looks like an immeasurably large structure. And at the closer and closer you get to it, it becomes larger than life. It becomes a point where it's just, you can't see the end of it as the Relentless is traveling alongside of it. You can't see the top of it if you're standing on the ground. And as expected, you slip in through the secret passageways you've been told. You see the Watcher as you stumble into this first room of the dungeon, which, my description book open here, stepping into this area where you see the Watcher huddled down, clutching a wet cloak around his shoulders, with a scarred and bloodied sword on the ground in front of him. The halls here are a nice reprieve from the stone structure you've been traveling through. Looks like it's made out of smooth white marble, and you see ivory reliefs set into the walls. There's an ambient light here. Not an ambient light. It's coming from glowing sconces set at regular intervals in the walls. They're not torches. They're not burning with fire. They're just giving off this very warm glow. The air is nice and cool inside the hallways here. Another nice reprieve from the sweltering heat from outside as you came into the fortress. And there's celestial imagery all over the halls. You see intricate carvings of beautiful angels reclining, playing music, or lost in prayer. You see the Watcher kneeling on the floor as you come in. His head is stooped in front of him, and he has a cloth, a soiled blindfold, drawn across his eyes and tied back behind his head. He doesn't lift his head as you enter.
Should I even ask how you got here?
And he says that the prison has many doors.
Liberation grins and says, let me guess we're late, right?
He says he expects you arrived when you meant to.
No, I mean, it was mostly the tank.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, study some map. We're here to find names of doors. So who do we want to interview first?
The Watcher puts one hand to the ground, starts pushing himself up. With some difficulty, you can see. And you realize in one hand he's clutching a bloody cloth. And he says, when it comes to the names of doors, I believe this can assist you. And he holds out his gnarled hand that's made a fist around what looks just like a bloody cloth.
We should look at. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go.
Damn it, we're
Just want to keep
We're doing the sports center
takes
thing.
it.
doing the Sports Center thing.
Mahogany takes it.
So he opens his fist and he drops his cloth in your hand. And inside of it, it feels like two stones knocking together. And as you pull the cloth aside, you see these are the orbs from his eye sockets that he's gouged out.
Well, that's horrible.
He says he has other means by which to see, to find his way back.
Are you going back now?
He says he's left enough of his blood in this place. And he kind of tilts his head in Zook's direction for a moment. The old grandfatherly gnome standing there grinning ear to ear. And he tells him, I think you've left enough of your blood here too. And you see the grin on Zook's face kind of melt away.
Well, aren't you just Mr. Happy? No, Happy's back in Sigil.
Good night, everybody!
Dun 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 dun.
So, who wants to tune to these?
I'm kind of just holding them up behind the Watcher's head, looking at Zook, going, like mouthing, "What the fuck?"
Totally. All right, Kelian will grab him.
Okay.
All right, pop them in there. Hey, what should we do with these?
Liberation activates his magic detect since
Okay,
they're
and
very much magical.
they're both radiating strong magic.
They are magical.
Well,
It's illusion. He only thinks he can see the future.
yeah. How do we
Yeah.
use these? How is this gonna help?
He tells you that his eyes retain the information, everything that he saw last time he was here. And that by concentrating on them, you'll be able to tap into that information.
Okay, so we don't actually need to gouge out our own eyes to use these.
He tells you that the benefits of doing so are much greater indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Liberation smiles, pats the Watcher on the shoulder, and says, "Thank you."
Mahogany shows he's like, "I know regenerate. Anyone wants to pop one out? we got take backs." And I'll pat the Watcher on the shoulder. I say, "You want some eyes back?"
And again,
It's very
he tells you he has other means to see.
All right. Well,
Alright. Well,
That's
someone
fine.
hang on. Someone hang on to these. Safe travel back. Khalil?
And he nods at the recognition of his old name. He asks,
yeah, we probably shouldn't call him the Watcher anymore.
he asks whether you want him to take up position by the door in case you need to make a swift exit.
I mean, that would be great.
Do you know... If you don't know plane shift, I'm not sure how much help that'll be. That's going to be our swift exit.
And
I mean,
just
he
nods.
wouldn't offer if he didn't have something to offer, right? You got like some kind of plan?
He's probably seen how this plays out. Right?
Well, let's just
Right,
leave him
okay.
here then. Hey, if you see anything coming, feel free to just leave.
So who's holding the eyes right now?
Kelian is.
Kelian
Kelian
is?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let Kelian take him.
Kelian, what do you do with them?
Kelian will. He rolls around. He's holding them in his other hand, and he's kind of rolling them around like a pair of, therapeutic
Oh yeah,
whatchamacallums. So they're kind of clacking as he rolls them around.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to have fun
'Cause that's-
times, I can
'cause
try
that's a
holding on to them while I shapeshift. We can just pop those eyes back right in. That could be cool.
So what's next? You guys are standing in this hallway. You see 3 silver doors to the east, west, and south.
yeah. Let's
Easy.
try one.
Yeah, the
That
silver
we
ones
know-
are the easy ones, right?
Yeah, that we know isn't. No one's passed it. No one's passed this one. Just leads to the center seal.
Yeah, that's reasonable. We don't necessarily know some of the inner walls.
Right. Yeah, let's track that.
Okay. I just accidentally opened up Photoshop Bridge. Give me 18 minutes.
Yep.
Don't know why that button exists. Nobody's ever hit that and meant it. Kelian,
Yes, sir.
roll me an intelligence check.
I can do that.
Can you?
It's a good thing I'm not in front. That ain't me.
I can. But,
Make a charisma check.
intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 9.
A 9.
A 9.
Looks like a weird mechanical lock on this door.
Hey guys, it looks like a weird mechanical lock.
Is it one of the weird mechanical locks that rip your hands off? Because we did those. We did that one already.
Inspecting the door.
That was a bad time.
Wow, a 9, huh? Okay. The silver door is
Sorry.
adorned of depictions of frolicking cherubs. And you start examining the door and looking at the lock. It doesn't have a traditional keyhole, but it does seem to have a series of latches and switches and other ways to manipulate the door.
So you're saying it's a puzzle? Nath, get over here.
Work my way to the front of the group.
Okay?
How wide are these halls?
10 feet. These are 10-foot squares.
Oh, okay.
So actually, let me...
Can we shrink us down halfway?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
There we go.
Do you like the sound effect?
I did.
Wait, did you say 10-foot squares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, rad. Then I'll be actually able to turn into something cool.
So, what sort of check should I make to try and see if I can figure out the mechanism behind this door?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Make it at disadvantage, because unless you are proficient in thief tools, make it a disadvantage.
Take a guidance, D4.
Yeah, you might want to roll that d4.
Almost a 19.
Nice.
So 23.
The mechanism you're looking at looks incomplete. It looks like if you had not a traditional key, but some kind of object or device would be used to plug into this door and basically get it open. With traditional
the rat
thieves'
crest.
tools, that would still be possible, but something about the door still looks off. That's what you get just by looking at it, just by examining it.
Do you want to check to see if the other silver doors look like this first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Which one do you go to?
The one over here to the west.
I'll check out this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, looking at that door,
Oh my god, there's like a rat crest on it.
Welcome to the Spencer Mansion.
the name of the room beyond the door,
Yeah.
you see, is engraved into it in silvered script. And
Oh,
it
cool.
reads, "A celebration in sunlight."
Was that the center door or the one he's looking at now?
The center door.
Okay.
You see it written in Infernal, in Celestial, and in Sigillian Common Trade Tongue.
So looking at the door to my left, is it also Infernal, Celestial, and Trade Tongue?
Hold your horses on that. Moving towards that door,
Yeah.
you got about 20, maybe 25 feet of stairs as you climb down towards it. And the stairs themselves look like they're carved out of ivory. And in each one, you see minute scripts carved into each step.
Alright, I'm gonna call Liberation over and ask him to look at these scripts. Are they magical?
You still have Detect Magic up?
Yeah.
No, these are not magical. Stairs
Okay,
look
cool.
mundane.
Nope.
The walls of this place are radiating powerful magic, as are the torch sconces in the wall, as is the silver door down at the end of the stairs.
Okay.
But
My
notable-
second question is the tiny script that they're written in. Does it look like a script I recognize?
What all do you speak?
I speak all kinds of stuff, but I'm not asking to translate it. Just
I've got 38 pages of script here. I didn't know exactly what languages you speak.
Okay, you got it. Common, Primordial, and Draconic.
Scanning across some of the stairs, you pick out various words in those three languages that you speak. You also recognize a lot of other scripts that you don't recognize.
Is it?
It looks like there's
does
lists
it-
of names.
Okay, it's a list of names. Okay,
A huge
fantastic.
variety of language.
Oh,
And that's
I was
goes for the
worried.
rest of you as well. You hunker down, you find, if you speak Infernal, you find some of these scripts written Infernal. None in Abyssal whatsoever. Actually, none in any of the various chaotic languages.
So the door on the west end, that one's radiating magic. How about the one to the south? Is that also radiating magic?
Indeed it is.
And then just for academic purposes, Riot's door.
Also radiating magic. And yes, when you get down to the other two doors, they look pretty much the same, with the same celestial imagery, the same kind of mechanical opening mechanism. The names of the doors, Mahogany, the one that you're looking at,
yeah.
is... It reads Edwina Ducant, the Sunset Guardian. And Riot, the door you're looking at, reads Matsu Henshin, the Sunrise Guardian.
I can't remember for the life of me who they were.
Edwina was the Far Realms warlock Terran was fond of, and Manju Henshin was the corrupted Hound Archon?
Hound Archon, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that Matsu Henshin the Sunrise Guardian?
Yes.
Okay. Taking notes on an image.
But there's stuff missing from the locks on these doors too.
It looks like there's some kind of mechanism that Locke, or one of his underlings, would be able to open the door with. Nath was pretty sure that standard thieves' tools and some elbow grease could get it open, but there's something still off about the door. Right now, all you guys have done is examine them. You actually haven't started playing with them yet.
Okay.
Just let me know which door you guys want to try to go through first. Start picking at it.
Well, now that we
I
know
votes
that
for
these locks,
Edwina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edwina seems.
It's either that or the Seal Room.
well, that's the thing is I don't think the seal room is worth it at this point in time because it's not going to gain us anything. And now that we know these locks are going to be an ordeal, I'd rather
Yeah.
we're moving towards an objective.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Although the objective, there is an objective past the center seal, and that is Terran's body.
Sure, but that's like an end point, sort of,
Yeah.
and it's behind an orange.
Yeah, that's also true. There's nobody to interview back there about room names. I wonder if it's as simple as just saying the room's name, by the way, for these silver things.
You think it'd be that easy?
Well, no, but I figured there's every room here has a name, right? And for some of them we need it to advance, and some of them we don't.
Khalil said that his eyes would be of assistance, so maybe.
Yeah,
well, maybe-
Kelian.
Mahogany read this Western one out loud because he can't not when he's reading.
And we'll
He's one of
just
those
assume that you mispronounced her name.
Yeah.
Edwina.
So, Kelian, what are you doing there?
Well, I can either start picking block, or I can start to commune with the Watcher's eyes. Which would you rather have me do?
Start
I'd rather
looking
have
at
you
the
do what makes you happy, Neil.
All right. Well, got the eyes.
Kelian.
Well, got the eyes. Might as well.
Yeah, try
Try
and
to
see
figure-
what they can do.
Yeah, figure out them. So Kelian will close his own eyes and start to commune, thinking with the Watcher's eyes.
Thank you.
My worry is just that this place is going to be so different from the last time he was here that they're not going to help us much.
Here, I'll give you guys your Zook now.
Yay!
So, if you're watching last campaign, instead of these nice little tiles, we use these, like, little Smash Brothers figurines.
Man, those
for
were
characters.
awful too.
They were pretty bad. Especially, which one of you is Marth?
Oh, that was
Because-
Khalil.
His sword stuck way out and kept knocking shit over every time
Yeah,
he
that's
tried
right.
to move it. So before you get to work on the door, Zook tells you that last time they came through, he was able to open these silver doors with thieves' tools. And quite frankly, he doesn't know what's taking you so long. He's tapping his foot and has his arms crossed.
Wait, you've already done this? Why don't you just go unlock this door then?
Yeah, Zook, come unlock this door.
All right, who wants to make that roll?
Well, since I got the stat block, I guess it's me.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
already volunteered here. Find that. Okay, there it is.
Take my eyes and go home.
If you can do something, just go do it, man.
I'm assuming he's proficient at these tools.
What's that?
Oh,
Not what a stat block says.
Well, you rolled the nat 20.
Okay.
25 proficiency bonuses. What, 7 or 6?
6, so 31.
31.
But he did open that lock as a bonus action.
And as soon as he puts his hand on the door and starts working with his tools, looking at the cherubs on the door, you see all of their eyes fade away out of their heads, just leaving these empty sockets looking hollow and ominous.
that's not creepy.
That's not creepy.
Oh, it's fine. That's just the decor.
Hey, Zook, what happened last time when you opened this door?
He just says that it opened. He hasn't noticed the cherubs yet. He's busy working on the lock. And you guys hear the machinery inside the door clicking and whirring away as Zook works. Then you hear the lock pop, but the door does not open.
Well,
Right, tries it, pushes it.
Pushes it. Make a strength check.
And so it begins.
thanks, Zook.
Yeah.
Glad to hear, buddy.
All right,
Knocking
that's
people over.
22 for me.
22.
Wait, maybe more. 23, I think.
Okay. It's not bad for a bard.
Yeah, well, I've got top proficiency in that check.
After you hear the... actually, you don't. This is just an ability check, not a proficiency check. Just your ability
I
score.
know, but
There's-
any ability check that I make, I get half proficiency for.
Well, what proficiency did you add?
Half.
Like what? You're not using a proficiency. You're just using the ability score.
I know.
Right, he's a bard. It's a special
I'm
bard.
a bard. That's how it works.
Yeah. It's just if he makes a check of a stat, he gets half proficiency.
I'm pretty sure it's only if there's an associated proficiency.
Nah.
Nah. Because in initiative throws are just dexterity.
And you get it right there.
And I get
so
half proficiency
It's
for
just
that.
horseshit.
Yeah, Jack
Horseshit, bard
Vultures.
shit.
All right.
To any ability.
you have to go
ability
away. I'm
check
playing with just these guys now.
that doesn't already include your proficiency bonus. I get half for stealing.
So, you hear the lock click. And how do you attempt to open this door?
Push.
Push.
Yeah.
And you push it, and you feel some give to it. What are the rest of you doing watching these ominous cherubs in the door as their eyes fade away? They just kind of leave these inky black spots, hollowed out areas inside the silver.
I'm just going to cover one up. I don't want to look at that anymore.
Cover one up?
Yeah.
Like with what?
I've just got some like basic like scrap wood that I always carry around. I'm just putting it over there. I'm like, no.
Okay. Right, you feel some give in the door. Maybe an inch, maybe half an inch. And it's not going to push in like this, but you feel like you're pushing against some kind of resistance, like a powerful spring, or maybe pushing against a magnet, something like that.
But it's not the feeling of like, oh, I'm pushing against the pole door.
Well,
Or is it?
It feels like you're pushing against a spring, or maybe the resistance from a magnet. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
But no, the door is not opening like this. Right now, Zook is still standing at the door with his tools, holding them in place, watching you.
Huh. I'm gonna address one of the cherubs.
Okay.
Say, hey, can we get in?
And there's no response from the dead-eyed cherub, who looks much less friendly than it did a few moments ago.
It's a door.
Nobody blink.
Mahogany blinks. Fuck.
What do you do next?
I'm gonna try.
It, maybe.
Yeah, try pulling it.
Try pulling it?
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a bar or a lever or a knob or anything by which to pull it. How are you going to get leverage on the door to pull it open?
Oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Wait, he opened the door, right?
He unlocked it.
Or at least he unlocked it. Wait, pretty sure I have thaumaturgy. I can just pop an open door.
Yeah, use your fiend blood.
Oh, I have that too.
Yeah, you've got that too. I don't have thaumaturgy. You're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
That was Orphan.
Roshan says, "Fuck off, door," and it's very thaumaturgy-like.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I do. I do. It's a cleric cantrip. I had me confused. Anyway, one of us uses it.
Which one of you uses it?
I'm gonna say Riot because I said it first.
Okay. And the door slides away into the wall. You put some force on it. You manage to move it to the side. However, you have to hold it as you do, or else it's going to spring back to where it was.
Okay,
So
I'll do that.
These doors are going to require a Thieves' Tools check and a separate Strength check to open in this fashion.
Okay, but I've got it open now. I'm holding it open.
And you look into the room beyond. You guys skipped 30 rooms of this.
We're really good. We're speedrunning up in
Yeah,
here.
you like that?
Wait, those
D&D
numbers don't
DQ.
add up.
Looking into this room, it's lit the same way as the chamber that you're exiting. And right, you're holding the door open. It's giving you considerable resistance. It really wants to close and lock itself back up. Like, I mean, you've really got to kind of put your shoulder, your back to it.
Riot kind of urges everyone, "Hey, get through, get through."
You're not in any danger of like being crushed by it, but you wouldn't want to sit here holding it for hours. It would get very uncomfortable.
that's why I'm urging everyone to get through so I can stop.
Yeah.
On the other side, the room, as I said, is lit the same way as the hallway that you just exited, with these warm, glowing torch sconces in the wall. You also see floor-to-ceiling pillars at regular intervals, these marble pillars, running the vertical height of the room. In the far corner of the room, back behind one of the pillars, you notice an archway leading into a hall beyond. And there's no light emanating from that area. In fact, it looks as though it's unnaturally dark in that direction.
Right.
How
goes to the door.
unnaturally dark? Can
lets it
Liberation see into the darkness?
Yeah, is it magical darkness to where I can't penetrate it with dark vision?
It is indeed.
That's good to know.
Yep, that's magical darkness back there.
That's magical
Right.
darkness, brother.
Right, is
If we
let the door slide shut at this point.
Okay.
Is there anybody here that we can see?
I mean, you can't see the entire room all at once because you've got these pillars, and there could be somebody hiding behind one of these enormous pillars. There's definitely there's not a lot of shadowy areas of the room except for the one I described because the torches are along the outer wall.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be scared of pillars for my whole life, so I'm going to start going around the room.
And as Mahogany walks in that direction, you guys hear his footfalls, and they are resounding, echoing through this hall incredibly loudly. It feels like he's stomping.
Riot's gonna call out, Edwina? Edwina?
And you hear the sound of your voice, and the volume of it is almost deafening as it echoes back and forth through the hall. Much louder than you intended.
That's fine. I'm trying to get her attention.
And Zook is padding along behind you guys, making extra sure to silently put each foot to the ground.
Riot puts up the light cantrip.
Okay.
But I don't think it's not going to help, is it? It doesn't pierce magical darkness, I don't think.
No.
We will not.
Yeah. And she is going to put a hand along this wall and move across it.
Okay, and you just feel the cool marble of the wall as you go across. Every so often you see one of these celestial reliefs carved into the marble, so there's this nice bumpiness going across.
So the celestial reliefs have torches?
The torch sconces are in between the reliefs, kind of
So the
jutting
torches
out from
come
wall.
out of the sconce?
They do not. They look like they're fixtures in the wall. They're not actual physical torches that are lit. They're just giving off this glow.
Torch-like light.
Torch-like.
Do I?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Do I come to a corner here with my hand?
You do. You find the corner of the
Okay.
wall.
And then I'll come back out here.
You can see all the walls in this area. You're not blind in this corner. It's through this archway
okay.
where you see this magical
Oh,
darkness.
okay. I think I was confused just because there was a black square here.
No, that's just another room to the south.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sorry about that.
The pillars go up to the ceiling.
Yes.
Anything of note on the ceiling?
It's maybe 20, 25 feet high. And it's just an arched, like a vaulted ceiling that the pillar's attached to. Looking at it from here, there's nothing that jumps out at you.
Is there anything of note on the pillars?
The same kind of inscriptions and carvings as you see along the walls.
Okay, I was wondering if there was like more art or if there was more names here.
No more names listed on the pillars, no. But I mean, the decor looks very much like you're back on Mount Celestia.
Okay. Well, do you want to go through the darkness?
Nath, hanging back, watching your companions kind of walk along the walls, you see that Zook's only taken a few steps from the door, and he's making every movement very, very carefully. And he looks very much agitated.
I'll whisper to him, and I'll whisper as quietly as I can, since it seems like sound is amplified. Anything different than what you were expecting?
He looks around, and he whispers back that it seems like Locke has done some redecorating since last time he came to call. What are you guys doing at the darkness?
I poke it with a torch. Does the light go out and then come back once I pull it back?
One of your own torches that's lit?
Yeah.
It remains lit, but it no longer gives off light when you hold it into the magical darkness.
And then when I pull it back, it's lit again.
Still lit.
I shrug and walk into the darkness.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Liberation puts a hand out to the side of the wall to...
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll do this.
That's why I'm
Is,
walking right along the wall here.
Is Zook following along?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I'm
padding
concerned.
along behind you.
Okay. Keep a hand on the wall.
Okay.
Let's make our
Liberation.
way around.
You put your foot on the ground at the last stair. You think you've been descending, again, maybe 20, 25 feet of stairs. And as soon as you put your foot down, you hear a woman's voice from south of you. She kind of calls out, kind of sing-songy. And she says, "That's far enough, loves."
Are you Edwina?
She says, "Do be a dear and don't holler. I can hear you perfectly well."
Right, tries to be quiet. Sorry, I can't really help hollering here.
Are Kelian and Nath staying at the top of the stairs, or have you guys come down?
Kelian hasn't gotten that far yet. Because
Okay.
he was waiting for
Oh.
Zoop.
Yeah, Nath's kind of following up in the back.
Okay. What weapons are you three at the front there actually brandishing? Right, you got your. Did you
I got
bring?
my trident.
You got your
The
fork.
fork.
Did you bring your guitar?
Yeah, I don't think it's out right now. It's still strapped to my back at the moment.
But I mean, it's visible.
It's
Or
visible.
Would be if you. Okay.
Yep.
And
My
liberation.
quarterstaff is visible.
The
And
staff
then
of thunder and
liberation's got an
lightning.
axe and a staff. Okay. The voice calls back. Says, "Place your arms on the ground, and back up to the back wall and put your hands flat against it. I don't like surprises."
All right. Well, I'm already here.
Alright. Riot puts her... Do I still have a dagger? I don't know if I still have a dagger. Put my rapier and the fork on the ground.
And as you move back, she calls out, "The guitar too."
I grudgingly place the guitar on the ground next to her.
Okay.
Over here.
Does Kelian and Nath hear this voice?
Oh yeah, you can absolutely hear it. And you see your friends down there mostly complying with it. So Mahogany, you put your staff down and then put your hands on the wall?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already here.
Gotcha. And what's Liberation doing?
Liberation props the staff of thunder and lightning against the wall, and then sets his axe on the ground. And then
She calls out and says, "Flat on the floor. Do be a dear and follow directions. And this will go much more smoothly."
Liberation sets it down flat on the floor. Then
Okay. Zook has... I mean, you can't see what he's doing because of the darkness, but you hear some rustling in his quiver for a moment.
Probably wise.
What's Kelian and Nath doing up there?
Kelian's got his crossbow out, even though he can't see anything.
Nath will put his staff on the floor. Why not?
Up at the top of the
It's
stairs?
just like, I'll just shoot whatever. I don't give a shit.
Up at the top of the stairs, Nath?
Mhm.
Okay. She then calls out and says, "Tell your friends to come around the corner. There's no need to be shy."
Liberation gestures, but then realizes, oh yeah, it's dark as shit.
Kelian, Nath, get over here.
Grandpa, you too.
Well,
Yeah, we're all friends here.
I'll go this way until I bump into Liberation.
Okay.
I
Where's
There's
Kelian going?
there's still cloud here, right?
You guys can't see anything when you're this
Can't
far
see it.
down.
All right. Yeah, Kelian will put his crossbow down at his feet.
When Kelian reaches the bottom of the stairs, you hear like an intake of breath, like a gasp from the room. And you hear her say, "My, but you're handsome."
Liberation elbows Kelian.
So you've placed your crossbow on the ground at this point.
Yeah.
What else are you armed with? Visibly.
Terran's sword. And that's it.
She says, "You, the pretty one, walk forward some 30 feet. I would like a better look at you.
Before
Riot
he
turn-
does that,
Riot turns around.
Riot?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll let anybody at the wall right now make an insight check.
Yeah, I'll
Got
do
it.
that.
well, before
Only
Kelian
one of you,
does, before Kelian does any of that, he also takes off Terran's sword and puts it.
I
I
rolled.
guess it would be next to Nath.
Well, hold that thought.
I rolled a 20.
Okay.
Mahogany. You can't see anything, but you heard Kelian set his crossbow down on the ground. And then you heard her invite him forward. She was very picky about you all setting your weapons down. And you know that Kelian is carrying... Where is Kelian carrying his sword? Like, in scabbard at his side?
Yeah.
Okay. She did not ask Kelian to set the sword down. She just invited him forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's... Yeah, no, Kelian picked up on that. That's why he's taking off the sword.
Okay. Where do you set the sword?
Right next to, on the other side here. Which I guess would be in front of Liberation and Nath. but-
There's enough room at the end of this hallway for all of them to be against the wall. You guys don't have to be backed up on the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she says she's very close to you. Just walk forward. 10 or so paces. With those big, strong legs of yours.
Kelian, remember which part of your body you're supposed to be thinking with right now.
Yeah, shut up. Dude, if she's hot, she's hot, alright? I don't want to hear it.
It's the mystery, Kelian.
Kelian is still, he is still got the Watcher's eyes
Yeah.
in his hands. And I don't suppose they're helping at all.
They would
now,
if
are
you
they?
put them in your eye sockets.
No, god damn that, no.
I'll cut him right out, and you can get him back later.
Alright, whatever. Yeah, alright, let's go forward.
Okay.
Trigger whatever's about to happen.
Now, how do you move forward when you step forward? How are you walking?
Hands up, very, very slowly.
So you're not touching the walls? You're not moving along the walls? Just down the middle with your hands in view?
Next to the wall, but not touching it.
Okay. And as you move forward, not touching the wall, she says, with some approval in her voice, that it's nice to see that you've placed your trust in me so early. This will be a very illuminating conversation. And you step forward about 10 paces, and she asks you to stop. She asks you to turn around so she can have a look at you.
Spin, Kelian.
Do a twirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelian will go. He'll place his hand on the wall this time, but he'll twirl around.
Okay?
I'll whisper to Riot. I bet if I could see this would be hilarious.
And you hear
Kelian
her make
finds a
some
dagger
very...
in-
Kelian does what?
Kelian finds a dagger in his back. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
You hear very approving noises from the wall, like, like mama like. She asks what your name is.
Oh, damn it!
Underhill.
I wish I could remember what the name was I came up with when we were in Mechanos. We were filling out forms.
Oh, did you lie on that one?
Oh, he totally did.
Okay. You can just say it was that one, I guess.
Justinicus or something. Yeah, but that's what Kelian would say. Justinicus. Which is a total lie.
She says, It's not often that she sees a man of your particularly impressive physique. Most of the master's confidants are fiends or ghosts or other unsavory sorts. But you have a glow to you.
Ironic.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Until you get to know me. Then you realize, nah, he fits in perfectly.
She asks if you would like to look into her chambers. If you would like her to lift the darkness from your eyes. Or are you a man who enjoys the mystique?
Riot's over in the corner making little gagging motions.
Liberation's right there with her.
She can
Don't
see
kink-
you, you know.
Don't kink shame, man.
No, I got my back to her. She can't see that.
Yeah. True.
What does Kelian say?
Kelian says, kind of enjoying this, actually.
Getting really bored.
And she chuckles a little bit. She gives you directions where you will find a very comfortable sofa to lounge on. A few paces to your left, just in front of the corner of the wall. Be careful not to bang your shins on the table.
Is this how you treat all your guests?
Only
No.
the pretty ones.
Liberation looks a little bit insulted.
You're a literal demon person. Like, my goodness.
Baby, I can look like anything you want. I'm getting bored back here.
So let's Kelian you
what's-
next.
With all the cloak and dagger and the magical darkness and everything, is it really necessary?
She says that she needs the darkness to see. You wouldn't want her to be blind, would you?
She needs the darkness to see. Okay. Kelian will start to move forward.
And as you take some steps in that direction, you become aware that your feet are no longer walking on this cold marble floor, but some kind of carpeting or a rug, perhaps. And you find your way over to this very comfortable silken couch.
Now, why don't you show me your face, your pretty face?
And then you're aware of a hand on your shoulder, moving its way, just kind of moving the fingers across your neck up to the bottom of your earlobe. And the hairs on your neck stand on end because it is ice cold. Then you hear whispering in your ear. And she asks why, in service to her master, she should not kill all of your friends and keep you for herself.